Hello everyone, I want to explain the material about using for example and such as. Definition. For example and such as are two phrases commonly used to say as an example, even though they have the same function to mention an example. It turns out that the two are different. You know how they are used in sentence. If translated into Indonesian, for example means seperti. There are several rules for using that for example phrase. Using for example. For example can be used to mention kinds of one category object. The main function of for example is to mention the kinds of objects that fall into one category. After the for example, the object can be mentioned directly. Additional explanation can also be given. Example: there are so many fruits with red color, for example, strawberry, apple, guava, red grape, pomegranate, and any other. For example can be used to mention one only object example, which can represent the previous explanation. For example can also be used if the example in question is only one. Example: there are many things we could do to prevent global warming. For example, by reducing paper usage. There are many fruits and vegetables could be carbohydrate source. For example, the potato, which counts as the best rice alternative. For example can be used to start sentence. For example can be used to start a new sentence, separate from the sentence is described. Example: we can do many things to show our love for this beautiful country. For example, by keeping our environment clean, recycling our waste, and paying taxes regularly. For example cannot split clause. The rule for using the last for example is that for example cannot separate clause. Unlike such as, for example cannot separate sentence that have one idea. To better understand, you can see the comparison below. Example: we can buy any fruits, for example, apples, pears, bananas, and grapes to visit grandma this evening. This is false. We can buy any fruits to visit grandma this evening, for example, apples, pears, bananas, and grapes. This is true. Such as according to English means seperti. The difference between such as and for example is actually insignificant. For example can be used in both formal and informal situations, whereas such as is mostly used in informal situations. There are several rules for using such as that you must understand. Here are the explanation. Such as can used to mention various kinds of one category object. Example: people today like to waste their money for pointless things, such as buying brand product, change the gadgets every time the newer version be released, and consume costly food that is actually could be bought for more cheaper. Such as is able to mention one only example of an object, which can represent the previous explanation. The second rule of using such as is to name only one thing as an example. For example can actually be used to refer to one thing, but its usage is different for such as is the example mentioned is one. There is no need to include a comma before or after such as. It is not just to mention an example. Example: Islam majority countries such as Syria have been facing serious domestic war. Such as cannot be used to begin a sentence. For this reason, such as can only be used in the middle of sentence. Such as cannot be used to start a sentence like for example. formulas such as can split clauses. That's all my presentation. Thank you for watching.